Animals are amazing. This is a known fact. They are just some of the best parts of life that bring us so much joy through their love, affection, and all-around happiness that they bring in so many people's lives. But the truth is, they are much more incredible than we really truly give them credit for, sometimes.
Around its enclosure, the child had...
Gorillas are extremely territorial animals, which is part of what makes it so dangerous when people come in contact with them, either in the wild or at a zoo.
Oh man!
That's part of what makes this next story so incredible. When a 3-year-old boy accidentally fell into the gorilla enclosure at Brookfield Zoo in Illinois, employees anticipated the worst. Giant gorillas can maim or even kill full-grown men, so you can only imagine the damage they're capable of inflicting on a toddler. But thankfully, that day turned out differently. After the little boy fell in, Binti, a 7-year-old female gorilla with a baby on her back, ran over to the boy and picked him up. Then, she carried him carefully over to the door of the exhibit so rescue workers could retrieve him. Number 11. Whales take the lead. They say animals have a sixth sense, and that's how they know if something is wrong. During a diving competition with whales in a deep tank of extremely cold water, Yang Yun felt her leg cramp up, and she was unable to move. As there was no diving equipment provided for this contest, the girl began to drown at the depth of 20 feet. Mila, the beluga, rushed to rescue Yang and pushed her to the surface. If it hadn't been for the brave whale, the young diver would have probably drowned. This is just the tip of the iceberg of how far whales have been seen to go for the safety of others. Keep watching to see how number 7 takes to the helm and leads the ship. Number 10. Khan the Doberman. Khan the Doberman risked his own life to save his owner's toddler from a snake attack. One day, they were both playing in the yard when Khan, who was rescued from the animal shelter just 4 days before the incident, noticed a huge venomous snake. At first, the brave dog tried to push the baby away, but when he realized it wasn't working, Khan threw little Charlotte 1 meter away from the deadly snake. The girl was safe, but the poor Doberman was bitten. Luckily, Charlotte's mom was in the house and immediately called the vet. The dog and the child are both fine and happy, and the Doberman's name is Khan the Wonder Dog. Number 9. Mother Bear protects all. Robert Biggs, an experienced mountain hiker, was trekking in the California woods when he noticed a mother bear with her child. Robert stopped for a moment to watch them, but all of a sudden, a mountain lion attacked him from behind. Thanks to his backpack, the wild animal couldn't reach the man's face. Still, he was no match for the mountain lion, and at that point, only luck could save Mr. Biggs, which unexpectedly came from the mother bear. She pounced on the lion and chased it away into the woods. The hiker came out with minor injuries and everlasting memories. Number 8. Lucky the Pig. Fire officials say flames were showing from the side of the trailer when they arrived around 4:40 a.m. on that Sunday morning. A Mount Carmel family is counting their blessings after their pets saved their lives. The homeowner told crews she and her grandkids were awakened by their family pig, named Lucky, and escaped through a bedroom window. The Farler family had their pig for almost a year at the time of the events. They said that the pigs make great pets. They're easy to potty train. The family shared that the pig was potty trained in a day and that he enjoyed the process. It was said that Lucky had started screeching loudly and began to jump up and down in a panic and run back and forth to the door, hopping in their bed and rushing at the mother. She was confused as to why Lucky was behaving in this manner and went to lay up. It was at that point that when she did, she had noticed that the room was very smoky. She was able to get her 2 grandchildren out before a neighbor stepped in and helped her and Lucky get out of the house. Before we move on, Here's a quick challenge for you. If you can leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications in less than 5 seconds, you will have 10 years of amazing luck. Hurry up and try it. It actually works. Number 7. Whale to the rescue. For 28 years, Nan Hauser had been researching and diving with whales. But during a trip to look at whales in the Cook Islands in the South Pacific one September, Hauser says she had an encounter unlike any she had experienced before. A humpback whale, a marine mammal capable of weighing 40 tons and growing 60 feet long, swam toward Hauser. For 10 minutes, it nudged her forward with its closed mouth, tucked her under its pectoral fin, and even maneuvered her out of the water with its back. At the time, Hauser was frightened by the encounter and unsure of what to do and what the whale was intending. The giant whale tucked the 63-year-old under its pectoral fin and pushed her along with his head and mouth for around 10 minutes, she said. She later realized that a 15-foot tiger shark was nearby that the whale was steering her away from. She had initially thought it was another whale until she realized it was moving its tail from side to side rather than up and down, she said. This is an absolutely amazing show of true protection in such a large form. Number 6. Hopping down the bunny trail. Due to this little helper, his diabetic owner received help just in time. Mr. Stegel was watching TV with his wife one day when he suddenly lost consciousness. Mrs. Stegel thought he was just asleep, but their house rabbit Dory sensed danger. Jumping onto his owner's chest and tapped intensely until his wife noticed. She called the ambulance right away, and Mr. Stegel was saved from his coma. It's worth paying attention whenever your pet acts strangely, because sometimes they're more aware of certain things. Number 5. Dolphin to the rescue. In late 2004, lifeguard Rob Howes and his family were out swimming at Ocean Beach, near Whangarei, New Zealand, when 7 bottlenose dolphins approached and herded them together. They were behaving really weird, Howes recalled, turning tight circles on us and slapping the water with their tails. He and his daughter's friend Helen had drifted about 20 meters away from his daughter and another friend before a dolphin swam straight at them and dived back down into the water before them. I turned in the water to see where it was going to come up. Howes went on, but instead I saw this great big gray fish swim around me. It glided in an arc and headed for the other 2 girls. My heart went into my mouth because one of them was my daughter. The dolphins were going ballistic. The fish that was in question was actually a great white shark with the ability to rip the family into shreds. If it wasn't for those quick and protective actions of the dolphins, tragedy would have been the ending of their story. Number 4. Deer in a headlight no more. We have most definitely felt that deer are amazing creatures, and pretty interesting when we see them in our headlights as well. We do our best to make sure that we bring them no harm. It seems like that extended care gets appreciated, and it can be shown in strange but rather life-saving ways. In February of 2012, a woman was walking through Oxford, Ohio, when a man dragged her behind a building and tried to choke her with her purse straps. He was seemingly intent on robbing her, if not worse. But these plans were foiled by a heroic deer, who ran out from underneath a nearby bush and scared him off. Sergeant Joe Varley, who assisted the woman after the attack, said he couldn't recall a similar incident during his 17-year-long career. The woman suffered red marks and bruises, but did not require any hospital treatment. She also did not lose any of her belongings, thanks to the quick-thinking actions of that unknown deer. It's time for a 4 Evergreen quick quiz. If you are really on your cat facts, this will be a breeze. If you're more of a dog hog, then this might just make you scratch your head. But let's see if you can still guess the answer. A cat's meow is used to do which of the following? A. Communicate with other felines. B. Communicate with humans. C. alerts surrounding threats or that they are the territorial owners of that space. D. Gets their bodies ready for attention. We'll give you a second. Got your answer? Well, if you guessed to communicate with other felines, you'd be close, but still wrong. The correct answer is C. Meows are the most frequent cat-to-human vocalizations, but they are uncommon in cat-to-cat communication. Cats communicate with each other through scent, facial expression, marking, body language, and vocalization. Vocalizations used in cat-to-cat communication include caterwauls for mating, hissing to ward off an intruder, or shrieking when hurt or afraid. Kittens meow to solicit attention and care from their mothers. Once the kittens are grown, they stop meowing to other cats. Meowing is usually not part of adult cat-to-cat communication. It is used almost exclusively with humans. So, why do cats meow to people? Because meowing is what works. Number 3. Beaver fever. Rial Gwyndan, a young boy in Ontario, Canada, was out on a camping trip with his parents when they decided to go fishing. Rial stayed on shore, but was appalled to witness his parents' boat tip over and his parents tragically drown. Panic-stricken, he attempted to walk to the nearest town to get help, but as the sun set, he realized he would have to spend the night outside. As he lay on the ground, traumatized by his ordeal, he felt a warm, furry body press up against him. Thinking it was a dog, he fell asleep. On waking up the next morning, he found 3 wild beavers snuggled up against him. They had saved him from freezing to death overnight, when temperatures had dipped below zero. This is a show of heroic actions that are as big as a mountain that comes from some of nature's smallest animals. Now it's time for our subscriber pick. This is where we pull out a suggestion that has been commented, shared, or sent to us. Make sure you send us your request or simply comment right there below for your chance to be a part of our next 4 Evergreen episode. Now, it seems like a horse saving a man from drowning, but in fact, this man is saving the horse, and not only this horse, he saved 25 horses when it became a matter of serious emergency as heavy rains flooded most parts of Harris County, Texas. As people helplessly watched their horses getting washed away, a former Marine named Justin Nelson stepped in to save the poor animals and earned the title Hero of the Horses. And that takes us to our number 2. Horse saves man. Although rather unbelievable, cows can be very dangerous creatures. That's why it's not a huge surprise that Scottish farmer Fiona Boyd was suddenly attacked by a mother cow who thought she was hurting her calf, when really she was just trying to help it. The mad cow butted, shouldered, and stomped on Boyd and surely would have continued the beating until she was dead. Luckily, Boyd's horse, Carrie, stepped in and kicked the attacking cow, allowing Boyd enough time to roll to safety. I am in no doubt Carrie saved me. If she hadn't been grazing in the same pasture, I really believe I would have been killed. Carrie was fantastic. She saved my life, Boyd told reporters. Number 1. Lions thwarting evil. This unbelievable story happened to a 12-year-old girl in Ethiopia. She was abducted by 7 men who wanted her to force her to marry one of them. According to the UN, over 70% of marriages in rural Ethiopia occur through the kidnappings of young women. The girl had been missing for a week when authorities and her relatives were astounded to find her being guarded by 3 lions, who apparently chased off her captors. The girl had been repeatedly beaten before she was found, and the big cats had been watching over her for half a day until she was located by authorities. When the police had finally tracked their whereabouts, the abusers had to run away with their hostage. They were stopped by 3 lions who attacked them and made them flee. The lions thought the child was a baby lion since she was crying, and they protected her until the police arrived. The lions' behavior seems miraculous, considering you would think they would attack the girl rather than save her. But wildlife expert Stuart Williams told the news agency that she may have survived because she was crying. The lions never did the girl any harm. She was safe and sound, and the snatchers were caught. Looks like that's all the time we have for this episode of Forever Green. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more, and if you truly enjoyed this video, you should really check out our video on 13 amazing people saving animals. See you next time.